Each one of my etudes is a deep dive into a particular topic. Etude number 14 focuses on slides, octaves and sixths, and connected arpeggios. So a lot of the left hand has these connected arpeggios. So what you want to do is make sure you have the first three notes, 4, 2, 1, on at the same time. Before you play the thumb, make sure the third is connected underneath. Swing over, make sure 2 and 1 are on. Before you play the thumb, make sure the 2 and 3 go back on. So there we go. So we now have this very nice and smooth connected shape going on with the left hand. The next thing to look at is octaves in the left hand. So what I would do is I would make sure that you play them with your fingers pointing upwards and that you slightly stretch inside here so that you make full contact with your hand against. So if this is the strings, you're making full contact with the strings as your hand goes on the harp, a bit like if you're clapping. So here we go, I'm playing a C. I'm making full contact with the strings. I then play the next one. That way we get a dampening or muffling of the notes as we play. So I'm playing a C, I go on, there's a damp muffle. There we go, so we're kind of clearing the harmony as we're going. The next thing in the left hand is a slides of sixths. This also happens in the right hand, so I'll show you this in the right hand because it'll be easier to see. You're going to start off by making sure that in the little connected group of sixths that all the fingers are on that you need. So in this case 4, 3 and 2 are on and the thumb, and I'm going to slide, slide, and then the final one you're going to articulate the thumb as you would do normally when you're playing. So what I find is helpful when you're doing slides, if you imagine a line coming straight up out of the opposite knee to the hand that you're playing, and if you imagine this point coming up and you're going to stop at about the same level as your thumb. So for me, there's my knee, I'm coming up and the point is about here. That's where I'm aiming to push, as though I'm pushing through the strings and I'm aiming at this point here. So I'm aiming here and then I articulate as normal. So I find that's really helpful. It's like you're pushing through the strings at the same angle at this point above where your knee would be. There are also octave slides. You'd have your third and fourth finger on and do the same thing with the slide. There's only a few of those, not too many of those. And then the rest of the time there are unconnected octaves. Now I appreciate there's very many schools of playing, whether you have your arms rested or high in the air, but there's some commonalities between whatever style of playing that you have. And I think the most important is just making sure the 2 and the 3 that you're not playing is just kind of loosely hanging down and out of the way. Your pinky, your fifth finger, you might find that kind of might randomly, as you look at it, start to go, move about a bit. It's very difficult to control that fifth finger. What you want to avoid is it sticking up in the air, because that will create tension. So just make sure that's nice and loose. Whatever school of playing you come from, I think the most important thing is when you're playing octaves is aim for a point of relaxation without any tension. So if you feel as you're playing consecutive octaves that you're kind of stiffening up, you might find you're stiffening up in your shoulders and it feels like this. So just bring everything back, relax, drop everything down, drop your shoulders down, feel nice and loose, and just make sure you're feeling really like everything's just hanging really beautifully with no tension. Okay, there's a lot to unpack in Etude number 14. Take it slowly, take it a little bit at a time, and I hope you enjoy.